find somebody to feed
Yeah,
upon in this moment.
there's no moment where it's
No.
effective or it'll be that I
Yeah.
can do the whole shebang. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It just
Now,
it,
there are alternatives for somebody who has the station that you do. You
mhm.
could always run to Mummy Prince,
Nah.
because people can be found for feeding upon. There's also facilities within the Tremere themselves to
Mhm.
have people who are essentially sort of like almost communal herd for the because they run off of blood magic, and so
Mhm.
access to, and whether you're using your own or needing somebody else's, the ability
It's
to
a good
acquire there
idea.
is
Yeah. Oh no,
possible.
absolutely not. That's
The options on offer to you are things that I feel your pride will not allow you to stoop.
absolutely not. I would never
Yeah,
stoop to asking
no.
the Tremere for help. I would rather ask the Prince for help before that, and I would never ask the Prince for help either.
Okay. Grand, grand. So, you are unfortunately going to be dealing tonight with a bit of hunger ever present in the back of your mind. Your base is going to
This
be a
is
bit
fine.
of an asshole tonight.
This is fine. These things happen.
Yeah.
Um, okay. I think my um my initial plan was
Mm-hmm.
I want before I sort of meet before I think I presume that was like we can sort of play with time a little bit that
Mm-hmm.
I would have tried to do this and then got my letter.
Sure.
Would this in interaction sort of would the courier expect a response? Is that how it is this how this works? Do I am I able
Um,
to provide a
yeah. There, you know that there is the option to
yeah.
verbally or through passing over a note as well, provide
Mhm.
a response. It's not expected.
Yeah,
And
I think it's
certainly, I feel like for some people, so other people who are Tremere in this city would feel like they are expected to respond to Jackson Emrys because he's
mhm.
their superior. You are a little bit of a loophole in that you serve the prince, and I believe you've kind of made it quite apparent that you're not necessarily a part of that structure of theirs. So
Certainly not in the traditional sense.
no,
I pay lip service to it in the
yeah,
sense into the
there's
pyramid, but I definitely
benefits
am
of
not.
it. Yeah.
But
So
I'm not
so
part of
uh,
it specifically. No.
yes, so it is possible to, but not expected. You could just be like,
Fantastic.
thanks.
Cool. I think no, it's fine. That makes perfect sense. I think Lewis will actually just pull out a piece of paper from like
Hmm.
a notepad, and just scribble. We'll be there later, and just put it down, and then
Yeah.
hand it back to the courier.
Okay.
Um, I think before I do anything, I need to do some uh, work on my own just to try and gain a bit of further understanding about where things are and what kind of things I'm looking at.
Hmm.
Um, so I suppose um, sorry, just reminding myself of some things on my
Yes,
character sheet that it's
of
been a minute since
course.
I looked at. Um, I don't have like a time limit on things at the moment, so I'm not going
Mm.
to do anything that needs me to be quick. I think I am just going back to and I'm going to try and research my own my information that I have in my own library rather than sort of my own just that I've got knocking about in my head about
Hmm.
sort of data on sort of sun myths, various different types of sort of various different types of uh, uh, sort of sunlight iconography. They're trying to find information about the formulation of the ritual site that Altair pointed out to me and Sloan, and that we investigated. Kind of just doing the legwork of that rather than just like trying to
Yeah.
brute force it with the things I have that I know right now.
Sure. Now, a couple questions before I make you roll on this. Are you
Of course.
specifically going fully occult in your research, or are you going almost like dogmatic in terms of mythos of suns and sun gods and deities and rituals? And also, are you keeping it specific to like the British Isles, or are you willing to go more global and or historical on uh some cults?
Um, I think I am willing to go more global.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think that I am focusing primarily on the occultism side of it because I have a suspicion that there is some form of magical activity
There's
happening
something here that's not just yeah,
outside
yeah,
of
yeah.
my usual remit.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's sort of my focus. I'm not going on
Yeah.
generic mythological sort of references to suns or things like that. It's very much
Mm-hmm.
a the focus is in
Yeah.
on my
Th-
on that.
Sure. Because there's very much, especially for somebody who is Tremere,
Mhm,
um, but anybody who is a student of the occult, once you are yourself supernatural, is understanding that there is researching the very real and
mhm,
supernatural because you understand what is real, or
mhm,
going just what has been created into myth by mortals since the start of history. Because a lot of that people who are Tremere and or like actual mages,
mhm,
when people believe they're doing magic, you might be thinking, you know, there's a certain level of arrogance once you are somebody who is creating that sort of thing. Okay,
mhm.
so we're going intelligence, we're going occult. Um, I think you're not necessarily looking into blood magic
No.
with this. There's an element of it if you wanted to go down that route because there was actual vitae in the soil at the ritual
Yeah.
site, you know.
Yeah.
However, um,
I have the
it's
suspicion that it's not blood
sure,
magic because
sure,
of
yeah. So intelligence and occult, and I
uh,
don't know if you have anything.
I have
You have
three
a
dots
few
in library.
things. You have 3 dots in library, so that is very good. Um, okay, and then there's a few abilities that you have. Wood Scar Secrets.
I think I would need to do Scour Secrets to do it, and I think that's why I'm
Yeah,
not I'm not doing that at the moment because
we're
I'm
not
not
unlocking
pressed for
that right
time.
this second. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's a
Okay.
thing to keep in my back pocket of like, right, okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need more data very quickly. Just
sure.
do the damn thing.
Yeah. Uh, so yes. So you're adding 3 dots for your library on top of what you already have.
Okay. How do I do that in Foundry? Let's see.
So once you hit
Ah,
confirm with the initial build, there's an opportunity to like add
so I can
vampire
just
dice
add
essentially.
extra dice.
Yeah. Hmm.
3. There we are.
Okay.
Not a
Four
great
is
roll.
good. Four is good is going to give you something. If you want, I'm challenging people. You don't have to use your roll
Yeah,
for a
I'm going to
reroll, but
try.
if you would like
I'm going
to,
to. I am going
um,
to.
it would increase the amount of information you are given here. Five's better. Okay. Um, so I think you're able to find out quite a lot. I think there is a very common theme throughout almost all, certainly the pagan religions and dogmatic practices throughout history, um, and those who are polytheistic as well. There's usually one element, um, and then even when religions. So there was this really interesting point. Sorry, oh wow, I'm about to.
Go
You
off,
know when
go
you
off.
feel yourself
Do it, do it, do it.
like there
I
was
made a
this
nerdy character to allow you to
yeah,
lord
okay,
them.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
That was my role. That was my job here.
there was a point in ancient Egyptian history where they went monotheistic briefly. And when they did, the one that they chose to maintain was Ra. It was like the sun god was like their guy for a long time before it went back for a little while into the polytheism of it. Um, each each of the religions and practices and mythos that you're looking at that involve the sun usually involve some manner of rebirth in a way, or birth and springtime and the start of a cycle. And you'll understand that to be because when first forming your idea of how the universe is created and the way that the world works around you, you see the sun and the moon taking turns in your sky, that there is this continual cycle, and then you see plants growing, fruiting, dying, and people do the same thing. So a lot of the idea around birth and creation comes from the sun. And that is really common throughout almost all of them. It can be about uh like ultimate divinity. A lot of the times it might be the father to one where the moon is a mother. Lots of masculine feminine energy gets wrapped up into them. So it's very common in almost all religions, and even certain types of cults, if they're willing to look out at universe and not just, you know, something very specific, that the sun plays a really big part in it. I think the connecting dots from what you've witnessed is that the ritual site that you saw had like image of the sun, clear evidence of scorch marks, and then the plant which was suddenly blooming into new life as if it were spring, despite the fact you're in late November. There is no reason why a plant that isn't like coniferous to be at that stage in its life cycle, and yet there it was. And it didn't look like somebody had just come along with a potted plant that was in their house that's like sheltered from natural stages. Like it had grown there, and there was vitae at its roots. So I think you'll connect some dots with whatever it is that's going on here. It has to have some connection to kindred in some way, whether it's kindred who are worshipping and practicing this, or whether it's a cult of a different type, like mages or like humans, where they have captured a kindred and used its vitae for something, because it was definitely vitae and not blood that was sensed in the soil. So I think there's something antithetical about being kindred and creatures of night. And one question I will ask you, Lewis, because not all kindred of a certain age and below bother themselves with thinking about the origin of kindred, and the sort of origin story of Cain in the Book of Nod, and the, you know, all of that. Do you ascribe to any of that?
No, because I know where my heritage came from. We stole it from those who didn't deserve it,
Sure. Yeah.
and made ourselves vampires.
Yeah. We proved that
Uh,
origin story is bullshit because we managed to do it ourselves. But yeah, okay.
yeah, it can't. How could it be a mythical creation if we could if the Order of Hermes was able to replicate it?
To replicate,
True
yeah.
magic
So
is a thing, and I don't think
yeah,
Lewis is an expert by any means in true magic.
yeah,
But you know, Penitent the player knows the
yeah.
wild things mages can do.
Sure. Yeah.
But
It's very that's very
Lewis
Victor
doesn't.
Frankenstein of that, like, how can God be the creator of all life when I can do it too? Like,
Yeah,
I have proven your bullshit wrong. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. That's how Lewis
Interesting.
views
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Lewis. It's worth noting Lewis was turned during the sort of when Edinburgh was sort of the center of sort of the rise of sort of humanitarian sort of philosophy and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a little bit after, but he's not just he's almost of a age that he was knocking about with like David Hume and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a little bit after, but he's in that sort of era
Yeah.
that school of
That
thought
way
was
of
definitely something
thinking.
that
Yeah.
influenced him when he was developing his
Yeah.
own life.
Yeah. I love that. Does he know about it, however? What other people theorize?
I probably knows the broad strokes.
Sure. Okay.
He's not an oddist by any means, and
No.
he's not a so knows the generic creation story knows that that's why
Sure.
people refer to
People
generations.
believe that we,
He
yeah.
he knows both he knows both um uh uh, uh goodness he knows both A Taste for Blood and Bloodwalk, so he knows the concept
Yeah.
of generations. So he knows
Yeah.
there's something that is at the top of,
It,
vampire society. There is
yeah.
a first vampire because Bloodwalk is designed to tell you how
Yes.
far someone is
How
from
far you
that.
are. Yeah.
But does he
But
believe that it
what
is
that is, yeah.
mythological or biblical
Yeah,
canon?
yeah, yeah.
Probably not.
No. Okay. Okay. So the way that that myth exists, and the understanding that you are beings of night, and that sunlight, more than almost anything else, is like the one thing that can fell you, um with zero effort. um why would there be something tying kindred to sunlight, or like worshiping the sun? What is the point in that? um it feels kind of illogical to have anything that ties to worshiping the sun and what the sun can do, because it's not something that gives you any source of power. It is not something that you're ever going to encounter. Hopefully not, because if you do, it'll be the last thing that you encounter. I think one thing that might connect a little dot in that, because you're approaching it with that sort of, it's almost scientific, and kind of the way that Sherlock Holmes was written, and that you don't come to a conclusion. You look at everything that exists, and all of it exists for a reason, whether it's connected or not. You await until you've got nothing left, right? These thin bloods that have popped up that other people seem to be concerned about, and maybe you couldn't give a shit. However, there is talk that one of them might be able to walk in the sun, or at least it's understood by those who care to it. And I feel like a Tremere, particularly one that's a seneschal to a city that is clearly not tolerating thin bloods, you understand that amongst their ranks exists the possibility to walk in the day, which is interesting. And maybe it's a nothing burger, like it's just whatever. It's
Yeah,
maybe not
definitely.
connected at all. But there's a couple little connecting dots. Now,
Mhm.
how clued up are you on vampiric history that pertains to the British Isles, would you say?
Um,
Are you a history buff when it comes to kindred history? Or are you like,
I think he's. I don't think he is. I think he's a. Again, he's never really moved. He's kind of been quite happy just to base himself in his thing. Lewis kind of has periods of just sort of deciding he's going to focus on a thing for the next
mm-hmm,
sort of 40, 50 years or whatever.
mm-hmm,
And that's the thing he thinks about for that
yeah,
period of time. And history has never really been
no,
one of them. I'm just looking sort of at my own, at my character sheet that I gave my, like, that I did
yeah,
whenever we started this game, and there's nothing that suggests that would be something that he's ever
it's
been
something you're
interested
interested in.
in. Um,
Remind me, did we settle on whether or not Sloane made mention to Mithras before leaving you that day of your investigation? Because I know we had it. No. No.
don't think we did.
No.
I
No,
think it
Okay.
only cult of
the
like sun
it was the
god and
sun
not
thing. It
Cult
was
of
like
Sun
look at
God.
sun stuff,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
word Mithras never came up.
Okay. Grant. He is a level of British history that kind of petered out and doesn't really get spoken. It's certainly not up here
Like
in Edinburgh anyway, like after World War II-ish. So
one of those things where if you said the name Mithras, I would imagine Lewis, but oh, the former Prince of London, because I may have heard of him because
yeah.
I was around during parts
Yeah.
of his rule, but
Yeah.
like beyond that, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah,
Um,
the guy who used to run London, who
yeah.
died in the Second World War. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. I don't.
What I'm
That's
gonna
all I
give
know
you is that
because I imagine that's common knowledge,
yeah,
relative, especially in our circle.
yeah. Essentially, and it's not necessarily a function of this game, but it's a function that I like when games have this. So I'm putting it in place because aforementioned statement of it's my game, I can do what I want. I'm essentially going to give you like a +1 forward effect here. If and when the topic of Mithras comes up and how that pertains to the story, because of the amount of research and how successful you've been looking into these particular themes, I'm going to give you that something occurs to you.
To borrow from Dragoslav's sort of earlier discussion about the sort of using the house sort of visualization.
Yeah.
There's just a big gap, and that's
There's a
where
gap
Mithras's name
currently.
should go
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
So if I can do it, oh right, yes, of course,
Yeah.
that'll link many things.
Some things
Yeah.
are gonna suddenly all
But
click
Lewis
into
hasn't
place,
gotten
but they've
that far
not
yet.
clicked into place yet. Yeah. Okay, grand. Fabulous. So you can have been doing that, aware that a conversation may need to happen at some point, whether it happens tonight or not is kind of up to you. Very good. Sloan.
Just before we
Oh,
fully
yes.
move away from me, the
Oui.
next place I want to go is I would
Yeah.
like to go to the ritual site, just so you're aware, so you can start thinking about that.
In case
But
anyone, yeah,
happy to move the camera forwards.
Fab. Sloan.
So, on my to-do list, right?
Yes.
I have some interns at the company that surely could be spending their time more wisely, doing some research for us. So, while I am not awake in time to give the instructions myself, I would very much like for someone else to instruct some of the new interns that their task right now, the first following day, is to do research in our own archives, but any other that we have access to as well, pertaining any cult news like sightings in the past, let's say. Is that reasonable? It is reasonable. Because, like, Mithras was supposed to have had his final death in 1996. So, since you're muted, since then up until now, doing any research on archived news sightings on cult activities between the area of London and here. You're still muted.
I so am, because I was typing some things and I was like, what actually was going on in Britain? I'm all for coming up with things that are like it's fantasy, but also I love weaving in actual things that went on. Okay, very good. They will be hard at work doing that for you.
That's good. But yes, I don't. So answers to any of that or any results from that will happen later on. But that's definitely something that I put into place today still. I think that's the only thing I really put into place before I go into the request from the Scourges to meet up, because the new venture from London, that's not on my initiative. If that were to happen, I'm expecting to get word from it.
Okay.
So yes.
Very good. So they will be busy and hard at work, and will likely report into you at some point through the evening with some of the things that they have found out.
Yes.
And then yeah, you're free to kind of reply to the Scourges. You know that they're usually happy for you to give them a place to head to. They're quite mobile throughout the city with what they're doing. So you can easily summon them. They don't seem to mind.
I will, but most notably, I think instead of having them in the co-working space with them and meeting up with them and talking with them, I try to keep it even more secretive or coincidental. So I think every time I agree to meet up with them, I move around places. So last time we met up in, I think I said that we were like in a fast food chain or
Yeah.
something. I think this time as well, probably taking some kind of um bar somewhere, a place where just rotating places. So I think I would agree to meet up with them in some kind of bar
Okay.
area.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are a lot of bars in Edinburgh, obviously, and some of them are noisy enough that there's just so much background noise that there's not that worry about having to speak in hushed tones.
Yeah. And that's specifically also, I think, me also keeping my haven and everything kind of out of the um main area. I think you said it was downtown or something
Yeah,
that
like the
like
new
the
town is the yeah.
yeah, so I would also specifically with all my business stay away from the area where I know most kindred activity is
Yeah.
happening.
So up into New Town. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So they will show up looking very much like they pair nicely because they're kind of opposites in a lot of ways. So you know that Ryan Tosh is uh very quiet and very watchful. He is a perceptive person and doesn't really tend to do much talking. He also he utilizes the fact that he is a La Sombra, um, and his access to certain abilities that can make A, the job, but B, keeping this place either quiet or slightly shrouded or throwing people off to his advantage. Um, Anybody who was trying to do any sort of, tech wizardry of recording a conversation is not going to succeed at the Lasomra sitting next to your microphone. And has sort of like a dark, slightly shaggy haircut. It almost looks like that sort of Britpop era. And a pair of glasses, and is just sitting dressed all in black because of course. And quiet next to his more boisterous puppy dog energy, but very much like slightly aggressive guard dog version of a puppy dog energy. um he is a Bruja. Both of them are clans not typically seen in the Camarilla, certainly not the Camarilla with a position to their name, but that's the whole point. Them being allowed in and having the skill sets that they do make them very effective as scourges. Something that is useful for the prince, but also has proven useful for yourself as well. Lewis, other Lewis, has shaved at the back, slightly longer up top, always dressed in sort of a very chavvy tracksuit of their descriptions today. It is a red and black Adidas tracksuit, it seems. He pulls into the seating first and has that look of eagerness he often has when dealing with yourself or perhaps dealing with anybody next to his silent partner. You're right.
Mr. Tosh and Mr. Grant.
Hey.
If you want to get anything, order anything, it's on me.
Ah, cheers, yeah, might do. Just to make it look natural. And he'll like go up to the bar and orders 2 cans of Red Stripe. The good thing about being cans is that nobody can really see how much you are actually drinking out of it. So easier to blend in a bar without sitting without any drinks around you looking like unusual weirdos.
Do I, by the way,
mm,
know or have an inclination on whether or not they are younger than me?
they are younger than you, I believe. perhaps not terribly much. Mr. Grant is probably a little closer to you in age. Ryan Tosh is younger.
Okay.
And because you do your homework, one thing I will give you is that he is the Sombra, yes, but you do not believe he has ever been involved in the Sabbat.
Sure, probably because he's too young.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Once they return to the table, with their
Uh-huh.
cans, I'll give them a moment to settle down
Uh-huh.
before speaking up. So I'm assuming since you deemed to send a message that
Mm.
something quite interesting is happening,
Yeah.
or you need advice.
Well, I just thought maybe we could present you with the information, and then it's up to you to decide if, I don't know, in case you want to be involved or
Or maybe
have
I
other
can.
information for it.
There you go. I'm sure we can be beneficial in the information we share.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, it's come to our attention that at least one of these thin bloods definitely has been, now we have evidence it's been walking about during the day. Which, well, we're trying to take them all out anyway. Of course, because I can't be tolerating that.
Sure.
But that bit of knowledge in particular, I feel like, yeah, that person's days are numbered. Just figured we'd give you the heads up about that.
How did you find out?
We have our ways. Had somebody kind of tried in the place, like, people who can also be out during the day.
So, did they perchance follow that person enough to also find out where they went?
Yeah.
Because I would say, while I do get that, well, it's more your job to not question things as much necessarily and just go for the target and take them out, which you're very good at.
Yeah.
I will say that there is an overlap in our jobs, perhaps, this one time.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So I'm going to suggest that you become part of my little investigation because it's better for the domain that way.
All right. Why? What are they up to? Well, why do you
There's
think it's connected?
the person that's able to go out into the sun,
Mm.
track them a little bit more before you take them out because I think very useful things will come out of it. Specifically, there is an uprising in, let's say, questionable kindred aligned things happening surrounding sunlight, and I think surrounding these Finnebloods that you're supposed to be hunting. If we just take them out as we see them, I won't get to the bottom and could be able to get rid of the source of the corruption and the troubles. So that's why I'm asking, halt your hand a little bit and aid in this investigation before you start cutting again.
I want to cut things.
I'm sure I could arrange a few more things for you to cut in the meantime that I ask you to stave off on this particular person.
All right. I guess.
I'll give you the green light when you're good to take care of them as well. In the meantime, take care of any of their friends for sure. But if we at least know that that one person is able
Yeah.
to go out in the sun,
There's a couple of them. Seems like the one that's not thin blood. She's a Tory, we think. We know. Um
there's So they are staying together?
Yeah. Toreador, there's two. She's got two thin bloods underneath her, and then they've got a couple ghouls kicking about that do a lot of the deals. I think they're like legitimately actually cooking up drugs, but also like that alchemy shit that they can do. I reckon they're doing a bit of that.
Did you inform the prince yet about one of their clan members? Well, having to do with the Thin Bloods.
Of course, we report into the prince for everything.
Do I believe them?
A wit's empathy roll, please. Or wit's insight, is it? It's insight. Wit's insight.
I shall.
Hmm. It's pretty good.
I can totally wait.
I'll g- 3 gets you some information. If
No,
you
no,
want a
no.
lot of information,
Sure.
yeah, sure.
I
Okay.
will for sure go for it.
Okay. So 3. You do believe that they report in to the prince as they go about their day. And I guess really you understand the nature of the scourges is that they work with you and you can give them some instruction, but ultimately they take their instructions and guidance from the prince directly. And a lot of what they do is at her bidding. So it does not surprise you. And you do believe it to be true. Which is both information that's useful for you to know in terms of not telling them things that you wouldn't want the prince to know yet, but also if you want information to get back to the prince without it being you telling her directly, they'd be a route to do that with.
Yeah.
So there's a few, few ways to look at that. So yes, you do believe them to be telling the truth. We can wait. We're starting to get apparently there might be another one, but we've not properly looked into that just yet. They're not technically within city bounds, so I don't know what the rules are around that. It's like nearby.
Are they planning to get into city bounds or no idea yet?
I think so. It's up near the bridge, outside of the city. Could be nothing.
I'm sure that right now, if we are in a position of Finblood trouble, that any suspected Finblood could be a problem. And well, if I'm keeping you away from dealing with this one right now, I'm sure you could have a very good time dealing with the supposed other one.
And then it'd be something we could be stabbing at. I mean, I don't really stab them, more of them. You don't need to know about my methods. Unless you like hearing gory stories, in which case I'm happy to share.
I'm sure if it's useful for me to know, I would know and you would tell me.
Yeah.
Well, I do believe that I will be reaching out to you again to know a little bit more about our day walking friend. In the meantime, I'll be continuing the investigation with the knowledge that you've just given me. Very useful, all of it, truly.
Yeah. We are both very useful.
If you hunt down any more of those Finbloods, be a darling and look around the places that they are hanging. See if you see any symbolism, any magical things that seem, honestly, magical things that seem like something a Tremere would do.
Well, I don't know how much you know about the alchemy, but it does involve a little bit of doohickey with blood. So I guess it's a little bit like their blood magic. Don't know much about their blood magic because they're really fucking cagey about what they can and can't do.
I suppose
Bunch
more
of
if you
nerds.
I suppose more if you were to see the Tremere as a cult, maybe. Not just the blood things, but the drawing symbols on walls.
It's very culty. I hear people talk about it like it was a pyramid scheme, you know? That feels quite culty.
Yes. So the Fimblets just naturally do the same.
Yeah. There's alchemical stuff. They can like get a whole bunch of weird shit, mix it together, and have really interesting effects from it. We've encountered quite a number of things over the years. Really weird ones as well. Once heard, right, that they can put a message into the blood of a mortal, and then when a kindred bites down and drinks it, they get the message in their head. Fucked up.
Disgusting. Oh,
And in a really interesting way of like passing on a message though. You just find someone that you know that they like a little bit of a nibble of and just leave a little message for them.
a very interested way to abuse the inkling of a power that they are stealing from us without deserving to have it. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of other really weird shit. Like, I don't know if they can actually make things fly, but they can make you have like an electrical charge in your skin and
So they can
it's
give qualities to
yeah,
their blood that
anyone
are
that consumes their weird alchemical things, yeah.
well just consuming it or also well does one have to
Witnessing it?
Mm,
No, not all of it's about consuming. It's it's yeah, I don't know, it's weird.
it's
Encountered other things in other cities, basically.
one more reason to get rid of this pest for good, which is exactly what you're doing and exactly
Yeah.
the job that I will leave you to, well, besides
Yeah,
the one
you
walking
gonna
around
need
in the
long with
daylight.
this? You gonna need long with that?
Oh no, I work fast.
All right. Because as soon as her in charge hears about the fact that it's confirmed that one of them can do that, she's gonna want that dealt with. Lickety split.
Absolutely. No. We'll try to look into it fast. And of
Good.
course, if the prince gives you orders, I expect you fully to follow them.
Yeah. I'll at least do you the honor of letting you know that we're kicking into action.
I would love that, yeah.
Seen as a crossover with our investigation. So you think it's something to do with the sun?
I think it's all very coincidental that these Finbloods can walk out into the sun and are perhaps aware that that is one benefit that they have above us.
Yeah. Yeah. As strong and as old as a person can be, if they go and
You
expose
know,
you
there
to it when
was
you're
once
vulnerable. Mm.
a kindred who had a lot of links to the sun.
Yeah.
It was one of my blood as well, actually.
If
Never heard anything similar.
what's the name?
I'll give you a head start. It starts with an M.
Oh, what that cunt? All right. Mithras, right?
I'm sure he would have a blast with Fenbloods who are able to walk around in the sun. Seems like right up his
Oh, I wonder where he'd lie with
arsenal.
that because, like, on the one hand, people of his age really hate thin bloods, but I
On the
didn't know
other
that about
hand,
the sun thing. I mean, like, all right, well,
they embody what he is, what everyone is supposed to worship for him. Curious. Well, he is or has been dead for a very long time, so there's no use in wandering or pondering about dead kindred. Just a curious
Ma-
thing.
Maybe he'd lead the charge, like, because a lot of people believe like there's gonna come a point where like they're meant to be heralding in our doom and all that shit.
And he would be heralding in and leading the charge for our doom.
Maybe he's like, yeah, you know what? On yourself, kill all the old ones. I'll help. Maybe, I don't know. Probably
For
not.
that, he would still have to be around.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't. I was down that way for a little while. Didn't round Queen Anne.
Mm. Well, no use in talking about folk tales.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not interested in any of that shit. Just do
No,
what I'm told.
I know you do, and you're very good at it. Both of you.
Yeah. Point and kill.
Well, I appreciate you not pointing and killing right away right now. And if I need anything else from you, I will be sure to reach out.
All right. Have a good one.
I will. I'll
You
get
will.
up.
Do you do things for enjoyment? You know what? You don't need to answer that. See you later.
I am getting up.
I have
am
hobbies.
You have fun. Yeah, he leaves you to it, and they
Yeah,
will
I'm
go about
getting
their
up.
business.
I
Yeah.
am paying for their drinks at the
Uh-huh.
bar, and I'll leave.
Okay. Very good. Well, oh, yes.
Seeing as I know which scene Altair is going to go into,
Uh-huh.
I would like to very much drop him some knowledge before he gets into that scene.
Yes.
Um, which is I'm trying to think of like a decrypted encrypted way to give the information.
Mm-hmm.
Um uh I think you get a an email
Mm-hmm.
um Altair that says, because I know that you said you intended to look further into and watch the people who were present there. Um, your email says, when you go pay a visit today, be sure to ask how their morning walk in the sun was. I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
And we'll find out how R2 responds to that and deal with your scene after break, because we are at our halfway point now. So we are going to take a quick 10 minutes before we jump over to see Altair dealing with our folks that enjoy a morning walk in the sun, everybody. Sunlight everywhere. We're going to take our 10 minutes. I hope you do too. You can stretch your legs, go get a drink, whatever you need, and we'll see you here in 10. Hi, everybody. We're back. I hope y'all are doing well. We have taken a little breather and we are back at it again. There has been some hunting conversations, hanging out with Chavs in a bar. We are now heading over to Altair. What does the start of your evening look like? You have had a text message, which could be something that you deal with early on. You are also going to be receiving an email from Sloane.
Cool.
What did you
So
do at
I
the
think
start of your evening?
I think the start of the evening, I think Altair is still quite worked up from the night before. He has sort of almost gotten himself stuck in a cycle within his little apartment. He started off with sort of making sure that he had locked the bathroom window to make sure that it was definitely sort of I guess, light proof for the morning after. Got distracted while he was walking away, assumes that he hasn't done it, has gone to go and check the front door, has checked the front door, gone back to the bathroom window, and has started this whole backwards and forwards of he thinks it's just him checking something. It's actually him trying to assert control over some sort of situation in his life. And this is just going round and round and round. We'll receive this text message, and I think we'll scroll through the messages first. And I think would have messaged Sloane that, oh, I've had this message. I'm going to organize a meeting. It will be at this time tonight. I'm going to ask if I can go X, Y, or Z. I think he would send that to her before he actually confirms anything.
Wait, so he's asking for permission to go?
He's more or less saying, like, I have had this. I am going to arrange this. Does this align with your interests?
Okay, well, great. Let's say then that maybe the email wasn't the email.
Sure.
I would have then included it in this answer. But yeah, you'd basically you would get a green light to go. And the information would just be yeah, in the trends of the thing I sent you, to basically convey that one there is fin blood activity there. One of them can walk in the sun, and there's a toreador involved in it. A bright-minded me would find an entire new message that's encoded to convey this information. Yet you will have to deal with this, alas. But yes, he would be allowed to spend his evening there.
Wonderful. He just sends like the little Microsoft Teams like emote back.
And I think even in the message there would be some kind of encouragement for his proactivity in this.
Good
Like,
boy.
yeah, like some kind of compliment.
Yeah. He would then go back to Kyle and would say, more or less busy pre-show, but would it be possible to meet after show? Where works best for you? I'm flexible.
He'll reply and say the gig is tomorrow night. They are simply getting themselves ready for said gig. But for discussing party favors, I think he might request that you guys go and hang out at the cat house, or Catty Unders. Oh no, let's find a good Edinburgh. Oh. Okay, two very, oh wait, no, three, but that's a very Scottish word. However, I do really enjoy it. Three options for where you could meet, because they all entertain me. There's Whistle Binkies, which just
You just
sounds
made
fun
that
and
up.
silly. Whistle Binkies, yeah, I did
You
not.
just made that up.
Did not. It's got a 4.4 rating.
I want to visit Edinburgh.
Whistle Binkies. There's also very excellent bar names in Glasgow's are really. There's the Banshee Labyrinth, which is very much rock goth vibe place, with a couple of floors. And then there's a place called Stramash, which is a very Scottish word for essentially noisy disruption, I guess, causing a stramash. Which is just, it's iconic to me because it's a very good Scottish word. So Banshee Labyrinth you maybe are very familiar with. You possibly know about Whistle Binkies, but Whistle Binkies. Or Stramash. There are others, but those are the three that he is gonna offer as places that he wants to meet.
I think for the sake of going somewhere that Altair knows, I think he would say the Banshee Labyrinth.
Okay.
I wish I could pick one of the other two because the names are spectacular.
There, yes, yes. Very good. All right. So, Banshee's Labyrinth is definitely a thing, and it's you know, it's still close to it's just off High Street, like just off the Royal Mile, so it's still very much in the middle of vampiric Edinburgh, essentially. Um so yeah, he will arrange to meet you there. Basically he'll say like give me an hour, essentially. Yeah. Okay. Uh I think he'll be there on his own. You will recognize him from the time that you met him at the door. Whether he is in fact on his own is up to you if you care or would want to investigate, but if you trust the fact that he is there on his own, you can just walk on up to him. How would you approach?
I think he would definitely give the surrounds a little bit of a look about.
Uh-huh.
Just in case there's anyone paying a little bit too much attention.
Yeah. Sorry if you can hear that noise. My cat is climbing into a paper bag. Yeah, so it is just a straight wits awareness, but if you have anything that you can add to it, I don't know if you've got any auspex or the like. If not, you can
No.
just yeah, sure. So a wits awareness for me, please.
Wits awareness. That's 2. I forgot I gave it a silly
Okay.
name.
Wheats and raisins. Two's okay. He seems to be on his own. The place is busy enough for a cold November night. There are people who will hang here all the time because there are several universities and places to study, and students historically, it doesn't have to be the weekend for them to be going out every night and spending their money. And so they keep places like this pretty busy. He'll see you approaching and give you the sort of upward head nod.
I think Altair would return it, but a little bit more formally.
Okay.
He's gotten himself, I think, a little bit dressed up as well for the sort of scene.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. Do you want to sit down, get something to drink, or
Yeah.
what do you want to drink?
There's a hesitation to him, and he'll look at like the bar and other people that you Can you give me a wits insight just to see if you can pick out? I will give you something, provided it's not a bestial failure. But it's just whether you can gain more. Okay. Given that you could only roll the 2 dice, that's just pretty good. It's half of a success. What I will give you is there's an element of confusion as to what you're asking him right now. What that could mean and why he would be confused, you're not sure, but he seemed a little confused at first. And he'll just shrug and say, whatever you're having.
Perfect. He'll go to the bar. He will order 2 neat John Dewar's
Mm-hmm.
whiskies. And we'll return back
Mm-hmm.
to the table. I think he looks a little bit, not panicked, but a little bit like there is something resting on his shoulders
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't there 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
We'll lean both hands on the table. If I were to say the word scourges to you, would you know what that meant?
No, no. I mean, I think I understand what the word means. It's like,
Right.
I don't know.
Someone that gets rid of things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or the destroying something, the clearing out. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes. Not necessarily a
It-
good thing.
It's a hard word to define. I swear I'm not like an idiot or anything.
Oh, no, I never assumed it. It was a rather out of the pocket question.
Why do you ask?
I was told to ask you how the morning walk went this morning.
I don't think I was out this morning. I kind of slept in.
Hmm. Sorry, these must seem a little bit out of place.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with party favors. They're made in house?
Yes. Yep. We have
Interesting. It's
a range of things. It depends what sort of thing you're looking for.
quite the science. Well, let's just say I'm a little older than I look. Something that'll interest me.
I have a question for you, Magpie. Has Alter used Blush of Life?
I don't think I have it.
Well, Blush of
yet.
Life is something that you can sort of choose to activate. It requires a rouse check, and it will just bring a little bit of flush to your cheeks. You can more easily mimic breathing and looking a bit more human in a moment. For a lot of kindred, they'll do it when they're going to be around mortals, so that they don't look quite so obviously not
Hmm.
human.
I
Um,
think the nature of the place that he's in, he wouldn't be.
mhm.
He is wearing very thick makeup. It would more just be the shift of the chest that he's maybe assuming that most people wouldn't look at.
Yeah. So are you doing anything to pretend, to masquerade, if you will? Said the thing. Being mortal.
I think occasionally he will sort of feign as though he's drinking. I have the eat food ability. Oh, I'm just
Mhm.
showing it. Would that mix in with drink as well, or
Yes, so in order to drink that and keep it down, you would need to um yeah, having eat food is going to help with that. It means that you can kind of keep it in there. You'll need to expel it before you go to sleep for the night.
yeah,
But you don't have to roll to try to keep it down and have it essentially turning to ash in your mouth.
cool. Yeah, I think he's not necessarily drinking it quickly. He's not necessarily drinking it in, I guess, in a way that would feel natural. It's a
Mhm.
very precise. One sip will take in, one will just take to his lips, the next one will drink in. And it seems almost like he's doing almost like mathematics to make this look natural.
Mhm. Hmm. Um, so what sort of party favors you looking for?
Hmm. What's something fun?
I mean, there's a lot of fun things. I mean, the basic answer for a lot of people is doing a bit of coke, I suppose. If you want real friendly, there's other things that can make you a little more blissed out, I suppose.
Hmm.
If you're looking for trippy, there's a few things. I guess I just need to know what kind of night you're looking for, and then if it's something that you're looking for yourself or for others as well.
Can I be rather honest with you?
Absolutely.
I'm not here about the drugs
Oh.
necessarily. I'm not a cop, don't worry. Uh, there are people based within Edinburgh who would rather see a certain, And he will say kind, making it sound like kind, but will say kind of people would wish to see them disappear. Is this making any sense to you?
He leans forward on the table now, leaning in a little closer to you. Are you nocturnal?
I suppose so, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I know you have one of the more artsy types at home.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing.
Wonderful.
What are you?
Perhaps something of a castaway. My sire was of Clan Malkath, but I share none of the same gifts. Let's leave it at that.
It's unfortunate. They sound kind of fun.
Hmm.
Okay.
What I'm trying.
Oh, right. Are you here to just give me a message, or do you want some substances that
No,
are good for
no.
your kind? Oh, okay.
I am trying to say to get out of Edinburgh as fast as you can.
Oh,
The Camarilla is, you know, as I was saying about the scourges earlier, they have people who are trying to get our kind out of the premises. Shall we word it that way?
oh.
There's something going on with those that can walk in the daylight, and they are honing into it like a missile from space.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know. Yeah. They were warned. We were warned that they might not be welcome.
I am lucky enough in my station that I have ways and means of knowing things.
Uh, can I ask you, Altair, to I believe this is charisma persuasion. If you have it, which I doubt it's higher, but you never know. I would take charisma leadership in this moment, essentially, to see how convincing and believable you are to this person. If they are essentially doing their own insight on you of like, is this guy for real or is he just trying to like, you know.
Yes, hold on. Persuasion and charisma.
Because there's like the legitimate advice of you should get out of here. There's also the dogs that flush out the birds so that the hunters could then shoot them, you know. So
Yes.
he's trying to establish whether this is legit. 3's pretty good. Right. Yeah. Shit. Okay. And they know about all of that?
I don't know necessarily what's going on, and I'll admit that I don't know either. All we are aware is there's something going on with the sunlight. That's it.
Okay.
Just don't tell anybody else. Don't communicate this further out. Just your own home. Get out of Edinburgh as far as you can go.
As far as we can. Okay. Do you know places that are safe?
If I knew that, I'd go.
Are you know what? We don't need to tell me. Oh, Castaway. Okay. I don't it's fine. Um thank thank you.
Listen, the whole plan of me coming here tonight was to set you up, if I'm quite honest, but then I received some notification about 5 minutes before I set off that they were a little closer to your station than I wished to have known.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll pass that on.
Good.
Fuck.
Just
Wait. Is it going to be safe to still be here tomorrow night? we've been setting up this whole thing and like it, mm,
Let's put it this way.
Uh-huh.
I'll do everything in my power to make it acceptable to be here tomorrow night.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll let them know and we'll see how quick we can figure something out because we have to. Yeah.
I have a
Okay.
contact out towards Dalmony. I'll try and get you
Okay.
her number.
You know, if you, I'm not gonna like make assumptions here, but just based on the way that you dress, if you want to come tomorrow, maybe to just like, I don't know, I'd feel a little safer knowing that there's somebody who could at least give us the "you gotta go" notification tomorrow if you want to come. The damned or play, you probably already know, but in case you don't, you're playing tomorrow night.
I tried to get tickets, but all of the sales were at waking hours.
We can get you tickets. So we've agreed, we're like going along and we are selling merch and stuff on the inside, so you can maybe come and be a part of that. And we were also going to be like, they're doing some stuff. So if you want to come, I'm sure I could get you
I think I'd like that.
on the list. Yeah. Okay.
And
Sure.
we'll hold a hand out very formally to shake.
Oh, thanks. I don't like shake hands with people. It's just,
Neither do I normally. It takes a while to learn.
yeah. Like I think people used to do it a lot before, you know, and just it's just not a thing anymore, I guess.
No. Anyway,
Okay.
you prepare what
well,
you need to. Try and not make too much of a fuss.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow night will just be like our big Lessera and then we'll skedaddle somewhere safe.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. How far is far? Like Brighton? I don't know. Do you get you know what? Doesn't matter.
Maybe.
It's maybe better that you don't know.
Yes, don't let me know anything of your plans.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for this.
Good luck.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks for the drink.
It's not much use, but I was trying to work out exactly who you were.
Yeah. And he'll down the whole thing and then like have that moment of regret of downing stuff that's like mostly spirit and is like ooh.
Hey, storyteller, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So you know how I had told my whip to like, get in the house, check, and if anyone leaves, you follow them. What is the possibility of them following this person specifically and hearing this conversation?
I'm gonna leave it up to a luck roll. But I'm happy for one of you guys to roll it. You can just slash R space 1d10, 6
Hey,
and above.
Altair,
It's a
you want to
yes.
roll it?
Oh, really? What is it? Roll.
Slash R space 1d10. I mean, if you want to roll a natural dice, because I know that you have some vampire dice, you can easily do that. I don't mind. Oh.
7.
That was my question. Thank you.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
So about the backup character.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How you doing, Garrett? Let's see. Oh,
How's my child doing?
let's just I
Ah!
haven't willpower rerolled, but I did so far have oh.
Thou art making me nervous.
Shouldn't go
Fine,
about
you've got loads more specs
yapping.
to say them,
So
right?
I have 6 right now.
Shouldn't
Because he
go around
critted, but I
yapping about
can
none of your
reroll.
business.
I got they're both
Oh.
blanks anyway. So it is 6 successes.
Yeah. Reroll, willpower reroll if you'd like.
I did willpower reroll.
Okay.
They were both blank anyway, but 6
Okay.
is still pretty high.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Alter, is there anything else you wanted to do before I pull it out to everybody, essentially, to be like, what you up to now, kind of deal?
I think he wanted to check if there were any messages from Alva, which I think should be the last of his worries right now.
Yeah.
And just send a little message from to Meredith, more or less just saying he'd like to congratulate the mother
Yes.
face to
Okay.
face at some point.
So, Alva will have replies to your check-in of like, hey, what's going on in the city? I think, she'll say it all seems quiet because for the most part, in terms of what she's connected to or finds herself doing, and being involved in, nothing on that front has been particularly noteworthy. She hasn't had to deal with any cult activities or interesting goings on, and I don't know that she is that connected to these others. So at the moment, she says nothing. Now, what I will say, that gives you some bits of information actually, although it feels like it's a non-answer. That is often also an answer because it means that you know that she's very honest with you in this regard. She would have no qualms telling you if shit was going down and she felt you needed to know it or what have you. So the fact that she doesn't seem to think that there's anything going on from her standpoint means that she probably doesn't know about these others, because if she did, she would have told you. Which implies that she's not connected to or aware of them. And so you can at least take some comfort that she doesn't know about that. If somebody has noticed her, aka apparently the Scourges are aware that there might be another thin blood somewhere, she doesn't seem to know about it, because I feel like if she thought somebody was on her trail or she was in danger, she would have told you that too.
Cool.
So if somebody has noticed her or if she is in some way in danger, she doesn't know about that either, because she would have said. So you, the player, can have at least gained information because there wasn't an answer.
Fabulous. Thank you.
And then the last one was
Just wanting to set something up with Meredith.
with Meredith. Yeah, I think Meredith would be like, you know what, that sounds lovely. I'm so glad that you like are showing an interest. I'm aware that obviously a lot of our kind, especially when you get to a certain age, the thought of connecting with that side of mortal life is really not something people are interested in, but it's so like, you know, it's very hot. So she's like very glad that you asked. It's sort of like when you ask somebody who's clearly a grandmother or a great grandmother and you show genuine interest in her grandchildren, and she's like, oh, I'm so glad that you, and that level of quite delighted that you've asked. And so if you're looking to congratulate the mother, she will say, absolutely, I can let you know when the birth occurs. And then she'll reply again, unless you want to speak to her beforehand, but could be after.
He's fine to wait till after.
Okay, very good. Okay, so there's another couple of little moving parts, and I'm happy for now going a little more freeform for the end stretch, last 45 minutes here. Lewis, you know that Jackson is looking to speak to you, but you still get to choose when that triggers. So you just let me know when that will occur. Dragoslav, there is going to come a point where I imagine it's a little closer towards an end of an evening, but end of an evening enough that there's still time to do something about what is being reported in, right? So when Garrett reports into you, he doesn't do it right at the end of an evening or just leave you something written. He'll give you like a good few hours in case something that he is delivering is of use to you there and then. He understands how that works. And we'll use Shreknet because that way he can be quite plain speaking does
Mhm.
not feel he has to code things within ShrekNet because nobody knows yet the ShrekNet's been compromised. And we'll say got some very interesting intel on Casa the Thin Blood, essentially is what he says.
Okay.
If you want intel, let me know. If not, I can report in later.
All he gets is a yes.
Where are you?
I feel he would have kind of headed back to his domain
Mm-hmm.
and would have started like just researching anything about magic and ley lines and sun gods and stuff like that. We don't have to get anywhere on that tonight, but just to preface why he's there and stuff. And I think Garrett would be like, I think the only other kindred that would be allowed or know where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
So he's welcome there.
Okay. Does anybody feel they have a scene or conversation they want to have that narratively would make most sense or be enjoyable to have before this bit of information is delivered to Dragoslav? Magpie, do you wish that there was something?
Anything? What's everyone's favorite like coffee order when they were like a mortal?
What's your hobby? Do you do
Yeah.
anything for fun?
Yeah.
What did
What
you
are
want
your
to be when you
opinions on,
grow
like,
up?
crochet?
Maybe it's time for that beach episode. So he will slink into your haven. He knows how to get in here. I think also there's an understanding between the two of you, again, because as we have just established, he is your childer, is that you're both aware of each other's spots that are havens in case one of them was to become compromised,
Yeah.
or you just happen to be closer to the other haven.
Mhm.
You can take some respite
yeah.
in each other's place. So yeah, he just sort of slinks his way in and removes his hood, and again he has that very sunken-eyed, slight shriveling around the lips, and some tattoos from when he was immortal down his scalp. Very bald though, real slappable head that a lot of nuts end up getting. Dressed, he's often dressed very modern. Let's see what he's wearing tonight. It's established between Satan and I that this guy is a complete utter deadpan serious face, but has his
The
humor through
funniest
it's
shirts.
the
Jesus
funniest
Christ.
shit, yeah. um hold please, everybody. There we go. Let's find. Okay. So he has a t-shirt that I am gonna share the visual with my group here in the Discord, but it is a t-shirt that has like very much the word art from Microsoft Word. It says hot cross buns, and then there's like a recorder doing flips with flames in the background, like it's some sort of metal t-shirt.
I'll tell you exactly what this man looks like with that.
Yeah,
There you go.
there he is. Yes.
He's wearing that.
Yeah. So he walks in, hood down, ever present scowl on his face, gives you the head nod.
Yeah.
Hi.
What did you find?
A few things. A lot of them seem very busy. It seems like they are going to be doing something at a concert tomorrow night with the band The Damned. Have you ever heard of The Damned?
I have, yes.
Okay. So there's like a very normal, mundane, mortal reason for them being there, but also I believe they're going to be trading in some of the things that they're cooking up. One of them did leave the Haven tonight, and I felt like there wasn't a whole lot going on in the house that needed further reconnaissance, so I followed this person as per your instructions. And they went into the center of Edinburgh. And they went to a place called the Banshee Labyrinth. Are you aware of that place?
Yes.
Okay. And ended up meeting with our hound.
So that just, I feel like he's just looking at his computer. He's sitting in like his chair. He has a gamer setup. No, he's sitting on the chair. He doesn't have his mask on or his jacket, like he's in his haven. And what at the mention of the hound, there's just a little head tilt looking at Garrett. Continue.
And they seemed to have a conversation that was like unbelievably awkward at first. I don't know if that's just a thing with Altair. You know what, we don't need to get into that. But eventually they were more honest with one another as to what they were there for, and Altair confirmed that the pair of them are connected to kindred life. And the interesting thing is that he seems to be encouraging this person to leave Edinburgh. Listen, this guy's not only a whip for the Nosferatu Primogen, but is also the childer of Dragoslav, okay? He was given a job to do.
Encouraged to leave how?
Leave the city. It's not safe for them.
He told them it was not safe for them.
Well, I think it's also kind of implied. We have a city with scourges. Thimblets are not welcome here. And they do really take like a huge amount of satisfaction in the job that they do.
They are good at their job. And it doesn't sound like a compliment. Not an insult, but it's not a compliment either. So he let them know directly that they were scourges looking for them, or did he just say, hey, you're in danger, leave? Or remember, Garrett, specifics matter.
Yeah. No, he did encourage them to leave because they were in danger from scourges.
Right. How peculiar.
I'm gonna roll a dice for a good boy roll because he learned something else.
He's my child. How dare you keep this from Papa?
What are your thoughts on that?
Interest. What are your thoughts on it? Get it?
I feel like it is a way of dealing with the situation that is perhaps more humane than letting two chavs go buck wild and slaughtering people.
Correct. But you know they do not care about humane, they care about eliminating the problem.
Sure. I'm just suggesting that Altair has perhaps chosen a more humane way of dealing with it.
Yes, he does seem to have more of that. Him and his magic tricks.
You think, oh, magic tricks.
And not like that. I think it's like street magic.
Oh,
Are you implying that you prefer this method?
I think unless there's a specific reason for wanting them dead, I don't see what the issue is. No,
I
to be
have
clear,
no
if I'm
issue with that.
uh,
No, continue.
if I'm given the instruction that I'm meant to execute people, I would execute them and not think much of it. However, I don't mind humane options being taken if it gives you the same result. Personally.
I can understand why you feel that way.
Yeah,
It is not
I'm
that
younger, I still have something that is really well.
it is not that I am advocating for the slaughter of others. To be fair, I simply do not care about the method. What I do care about is why he would do it. Because, follow this with me, it would put him at odds with his sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be very bad for him should Sloan find out.
Are you going to tell her?
Should I?
I'm not here to tell you what to do.
You are sussing me out. Why?
I'm curious to know what you're going to do about this. About whether
Whether I'm going to oust him and what he did.
mm-hmm.
Do you think I will?
If it seems important, you might.
And you do not like that.
I think there might be another reason for why he would concern about this.
And what are your theories on that? Why?
Full transparency. I'm concerned that speaking about my thoughts around this and why I feel that way might lead to somebody being executed, and I don't know if I'd feel comfortable with that. Could I ask it as a favor to me that you don't that you keep this part to yourself?
He's going to stare at Garrett for a minute. And just tilt his head. And there's just a tapping of that long fingernail
Mm-hmm.
on the desk. I will take you up on that favor. Is it specific to what you're about to say, or what you have already said?
What I'm about to say. I feel like what I've said so far might get him in trouble.
And
But
you
it's
fear
not
that what you're about to say will kill him.
Yeah. I have my own morals that I'm trying really hard to stick to, as you all know. And doing something that directly leads to the execution of another kindred is not something I feel comfortable with.
I will not be the cause of his execution, get it? I promise you that.
I think the information will prove useful, but only in that it will flesh out a story for you, not something that needs to be in the hands of another who could use that for their own gain.
I understand. I will keep his secret.
Okay, thank you. It may be that this information is something that gets discovered in another way, and that's fine because that wasn't as a result of my actions.
I understand why you want to keep your morals, get it?
Yeah.
Keep them and keep that humane side of you as long as you can.
Thank you. I might
I
look like a
say with
monster,
for
but I don't.
humanity.
Yeah, yeah. I might look like a monster, but I don't have to act like one.
No, you let me do that.
I believe Altair is caitiff. He said he was a castaway, and that his sire was a child of Malkav, not Ventru. Now, he could have been lying. That very well could be the case. But I think that's his motive in encouraging these people to leave before the scourges can act upon it. Because scourges don't just hunt thin bloods. Often they hunt caitiff too.
Yes, the clanless. That's what makes sense as to why he has done this, despite his current sire. Oh, current handler. I'll retract that.
Would have never said I was a sire, but
Yeah. It's like, you're not that close to me. Thank you. Okay. I will keep that to myself. Get it? As a favor to you.
Okay.
But I would love to have a conversation with him at some point. I am not really letting out a secret if he's the one that has it.
Yeah.
You do not want me to talk to him.
Well, I feel like he's already being made to act like a bitch to somebody. I'd feel bad for the guy.
Do you think I made people act like my bitches?
I think there are some people who would like you to.
You're starting to sound like static.
Uh-huh. Look, I understand the way that we work. And I understand you wanting to have this conversation with Alder. Just
I will use all of my Nosferatu gifts to make sure this is a proper secret conversation. Should that make you more comfortable? Get it?
okay.
But there are things I need to know because there are things that have been said already that cannot be unsaid.
Yeah. Okay.
There are many reasons I keep you around, Garrett. You're good at many things. But like I said, let me take care of the monster side, but I let you take care of the more humane side.
Try my best.
I know. I taught you the best, and you learned from the best. He will put a hefty hand on his shoulder and like pat, pat.
Ugh. All right. Now I'm gonna go and try not to think about all this for a little while.
Yeah. Think about your hot cross buns.
Yeah. Did you get it? Do you know the? You know what? No, doesn't matter. Yep. I will think about hot cross buns.
Okay.
Do you want me to keep on with watching that house, or is there something else?
Stay low and keep an eye out on keep an eye on anything moving through Tremere that you can get. I will have Damiana take a look into that house if need be. Their technological protection is very well. To quote her, she said that a 6-year-old with unmedicated ADHD could have hacked into their systems.
Okay. Yeah. A real funny gal. Okay.
Yes.
I'll go and keep an eye on the tree. Have a good night.
You too.
You'll hoot up, slink off. Okay. Very good. I know that we have to potentially, if he wants to go and see them tonight. Lewis, would you be going to see the Trigger tonight?
I think that in fiction tonight is the plan. I'm
Mhm.
aware that there's only 20 minutes left of our session, and I
Mhm.
don't know if that'll last longer than that. And I want to allow other people to do things. And I know that Lewis was going to the ritual site, so he wanted to do some further investigation there as well beforehand. So I will leave it in your capable hands. Your thoughts.
Well, yes. It is potentially what is teed up next. Is there anything anybody else feels that they need to get done tonight?
The thing at the ritual site is really just a fairly quick roll. I just want to
Yes.
try and do some shenanigans. I would like to.
What shenanigan would you like to complete at the ritual site?
Well, you said that there was Vita being
Yes.
spilt in order to help this plant grow. Is this plant still there? I should say. So it's been 2 nights.
Yes.
Wonderful.
It is still there.
Then I would love to when I cut the plant sort of along like the sort of xylem phylum, what comes out of its sort of things? Is it is it water as you would imagine for a plant, or is it something more sinister? Okay, good. That's a good thing.
It's a normal plant. No blood or vitae seems to be involved in the plant itself. Yes. Vitae was more in the soil.
Cool, that's fine. Then Lewis will try and find some of the soil that hopefully will still have at least some trace of Vita, and is going to try and examine it.
Okay.
I appreciate it may not be possible for me to find some Vita left at this moment in time, but it's something that I want to try.
Tricky to get in considerable amounts unless you are just straight up digging up the soil and then essentially doing some science to try to isolate different particles to find the Vita that's in it.
It's less science and more. Once I find something that vaguely resembles blood, I'm going to use blood sorcery
Yes.
on it.
Well, so what I would like is I'm aware that there may not be a ritual that has this name, but I am a fan of assuming certain things that are possible for people who are blood sorcerers, you know, and slightly going slightly outside of parameters of specific things with specific effects. I would like you to do another intelligence occult roll, but you can add your blood sorcery to this. And essentially what I'm gonna have you do is sort of like calling forth the vitae that is in the soil and encouraging it to rise to the surface. The way that someone might put you know, a wad of soil and then apply heat to it to cause the water to turn to vapor, collect vapor, and then condense that to then become water again. So similar effect of essentially trying to draw vitae out of the soil.
Wonderful, yeah.
Because if you can try to isolate it enough, what's a Tremere if not carrying some spare vials in your pocket and
yeah,
or bags
absolutely.
to
And
collect
I was
things
planning
for...
I was planning to do this as well. It wasn't even
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I'm just out on business, like city business, then I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
But this is the goal.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
These aren't your
I
city
think
business vials. These are your.
5
that's
successes is very
five
good.
successes.
Yeah. Definitely enough to call this out and then just trying to control it slightly to push the particles together a little more so that they can become more liquid than vapor essentially. And start to gather it. It's not going to be a massive amount, but you do get a few drops, and for any
That's
Tremere, a few drops is enough.
all I need. Just a quick dab of my finger, and just
A little bit of a
would like to
taste.
enact.
Yeah.
One might say a taste for
What kind of
blood. Yes.
A taste for
vintage?
blood, yeah.
Good for the
And let me just see what limits and parameters that has for you. No, I don't want fucking I didn't say
I can put it
rituals.
in the
Yeah.
I can put it in the chat
Sure.
anyway. Huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I was just gonna go away and Google that.
Have it.
Okay. Resolve plus blood sorcery roll, difficulty 3. Well, you can take care of that. With a win, the user can determine the resonance and intensity of the blood if human. They can also identify whether the blood belongs to a mortal ghoul or vampire or other supernatural creature. Tasting vitae also determines the relative blood potency and likely generational band. Critical win can reveal the subject has ever committed diablerie and the generation within one of the vampire. Okay. So, if you please, resolve plus blood sorcery roll.
Yes. So it is difficulty 3. I am going to use my blood surge
You
for
can
this.
absolutely blood surge. Yeah. So
I've got enough
it's a
hunger
rouse
that this
check for...
will only
Yeah.
knock. If I fail both of them, it will knock me into 5 hunger. But
Let's
I'm
go.
not a desperate.
I'm not a coward.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
Well,
I succeed to do it,
hurrah.
which is a bonus.
Hurrah. And you got your 3. So we
Did
got
get my
3
3.
successes and you succeeded on your rouse check. So it's a basic roll, so not necessarily extra successes or critical wins to give you further information. It is clear that
We've got 40. We've only got 15 minutes left for the session. I am going
Yeah.
to try and re-roll some of those dice just to try and get some more data.
Oh, okay.
I have the willpower.
Yeah.
I mean, I got 1 more success. That's
Okay.
something, I suppose.
Okay. Okay, so you reckon this definitely kindred. It seems that in terms of blood potency and also a ballpark of generation, is likely similar to your own. They are probably 10th, could be 11th, but it's
Sort of in that range.
in that range, and perhaps it's just slightly easier for you to ascertain what you guesstimate this is because it is similar to your own. So it implies that this is not thin blood, because you would have been able to taste that slightly like weaker element
Yes.
of the potency and the generation. Nor are they older or stronger than you. Which at least gives you that sort of ballpark area of this is clearly somebody who is kindred that has done this.
Been around for a little while as well.
Been around for a little while. And it's not the thin bloods doing it. Or at least they didn't do this. This blood did not belong to a thin blood. Now, that doesn't mean
blood was not donated by a thin blood.
Correct. If a thin blood was the one doing it and they acquired the blood of somebody older, well, then that's something else. But the blood itself, you have gathered some intel.
Fantastic.
And you can keep a hold of this file just for
just in case.
If anything else needs to be ascertained. Okay.
That's
I think
potentially handy.
I think if you were to be very clever about it, I'd allow you to do an investigation roll using your blood sorcery. If you were to investigate somebody or acquire any more of their blood, you'd be able to tell if it was a match.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the goal.
Especially while you still have it, because the smell would be the same. Okay.
That'd be very handy.
Now, it's up to you. Do you want to go and have your conversation now? It doesn't necessarily have to be incredibly long.
I think I'm willing to give it a go, provided no one else is desperate to have the camera, because I don't want to steal the show from other people.
And I
guess
feel
what? You're part of the show.
Yeah, guess. I feel like the connection and relationship between yourself and Jackson Emrys is such that I don't think the conversations tend to be overly long.
I can't imagine it being.
No. Now, nominally, you are able to head to the area and walk in. People who are not Tremere need invites, and they are made to wait until somebody comes to collect them to bring them to certain places. You are able to enter freely because you are Tremere.
Technically Tremere.
Technically speaking, there is an entrance that is sort of at the back end of this library. Now, this area is part of Edinburgh that becomes a little confusing at first because you're walking along an established street with old important buildings on it, but also it's sort of on stilts because this is still on a hill in a way. And there are buildings and tunnels and sections far below this. You have to pass over a bridge to get to this library. Through the back end of it, there is a stretch of grass between this and the old library. The one that is now claimed to be the source of the Chandri is the National Library of Scotland, which was built around 1925. But there was a much older library, like in the 1600s, behind it that is now the Advocate Library, that is tied to sort of like the schools of law. And the Chantry is essentially rooms and areas underneath both of these buildings that now connects between the two. And your entrance is sort of when you go between these two buildings, and there's a way for you to get in and under. Often very guarded, very warded. There are people whose job it is entirely to keep this entrance safe. But you are able to get down, and he has requested a meeting, and so it would only require a mild inquiry as to whether or not he was free at this moment for you to go and find Jackson Emrys. Jackson Emrys tends to have his own rooms. The whole area down here tends to be quite dimly lit. You know enough to know that this is because Jackson Emrys has a pretty severe kindred flaw in that artificial lights are painful to him, both visually, like hurts his eyes and hurts his skin a little, And when he is out at night, he often walks around, a very goth aesthetic, honestly, to walk around with a little parasol, because even just the sun's reflection on the moon that lights the moon up in the night sky is enough to hurt and burn his skin. So he is not seen outside very often, and he is a proper little goth, tucked away at night with only the light of candles usually in his rooms. He is, I've described him before, but I'll describe him again. He's a very short, like just under 5 foot, thin to the point that it's just before it becomes very unhealthy looking. Very angular face. He is albino, has albinism, quite like the actual color white skin and hair kept in quite a poofy direction. He has sunglasses on even down here in the dim lighting. But behind those glasses you see quite a bright amber color for his eyes. His gaze is one that I think has always made you feel a little uncomfortable. The exact reason for your discomfort when you were around him is entirely up to you, but he does have a presence that makes people uneasy. Mortals can't abide, they just know that there's something often creepy about him. I've described it as essentially you're in a room and suddenly a fully grown adult lion walks in. Are they actively hunting and attacking you right now? No. Do you feel safe in the room with them? No,
Also,
probably
no.
not.
Yeah.
And
It's for Lewis, it's the sensation that you know when you're sort of young, or really when any age really, when you're in a position of your direct, like not your boss, but your boss's boss
yeah,
says that they want to have a one-to-one meeting with you.
yeah,
And
we
it's
need to
like,
talk.
I know I didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
but man, is this freaking me out. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy this.
A
It's
police
that
car drives
sensation.
past you and you're like, I swear I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, so a fun fact about me as a person, whenever I'm going through an airport, I have a really exciting, intrusive thought of, I know that I haven't done anything wrong, I haven't packed anything illegal, but whenever I'm going through security, I'm like, but what if I did?
What if there's something? Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
that intrusive thought every single time, which is really weird, a really fun quirk of my
Yeah.
brain. But it's that same idea.
Yes. Yeah. He'll lower the glasses enough just to make proper eye contact at first before lifting them again. Good of you to join me, Lewis.
Well, you know, I'm a busy individual, but I always make time for my colleagues in the pyramid. After all, we're all allies together, aren't we? What can I do for you? Is this a social call or is this a business call?
Perhaps more business.
Good. Neither of us like each other. What can we do for you? What can I do for you?
You are such a hoot. I have a few things that have been causing me a concern, and I would like to bring them to your attention, given your position. Perhaps it is something that you could further investigate. I believe it concerns both of us.
Oh, of course. If this is city business, of course I am at your disposal. You and the rest of our clan are, of course, residents in our fair city, and I am tasked by our fair prince to enact her will. So anything I can do, of course, I'm at your service.
Indeed. I love how my cat came down here to be like, I will be the cat to your evil villain. Not that Jackson is an evil villain, but you know.
I think in most rooms I'm the evil villain, which is the concerning
yes,
part.
that's the yeah. Very good. Well, I am concerned about a recent surge of power to be felt in and around close to this area, around the kirkyard. And I shan't insult either of our intelligence to suggest that you don't already know about this.
I just sort of nod.
The thing I'm concerned about, and the reason that I'm bringing this to your attention, is that I believe there may be something more sinister going on. If it was simply the case that a wellspring of energy has popped up underneath us, and normally this ley line is a little further southwest to running through the city. This emergence could just be, a boon, wonderful, extra power. Arcane know how to handle that sort of thing. Only, I believe there is an energy almost hiding under and within this energy. And it's like it's starting to claw its way up, out. The direction, I suppose, doesn't matter too much. It's almost like there's something digging its way under that area. And I happen to know that is a concern to many of us, not simply as citizens of this fair city, nor because of our clan, but simply because it's incredibly close to home.
Confess, yes, I have been making some investigations into that matter myself. Much as it pains me to admit it, if I did consider that the changing in the veins was your doing. I can't think of many people who could do that other than yourself on these islands. Much as I'm not happy to say that.
Your disdain for my power level is a curious one, Lewis. Is it jealousy?
I think Lewis is like, no, of course it's not. Of course, it's not jealousy. It's intrigue about how you would acquire such a thing, and yet seemingly, I'm intrigued as to why you wield it in the way you do, or don't do.
Everything's intentional. I'm exactly where I need to be.
As I said, that is neither here nor there. I know that me and we can share resources, of course, if you have anything that you need, or if anything I have, I'm happy to share.
If one raises one's head a little too far above the grass line, as has been proven in Venice, you can get your head chopped off. Regardless, would you care to give me your hand for a moment? Are you willing to open yourself up a little?
If I must.
And he is going to hold to the bottom of your hand and then turn it so that your palm is facing down and his is on top of yours. And he's going to put your hand down on top of his desk and close his eyes. And you can feel a sudden rush of power. And whether it's something that you've ever cared to engage with or understand about him, you know and can certainly feel in this moment, he is an old and elder and very powerful Tremere, and his capabilities around blood sorcery is quite advanced. But his true power source, the power source that he relies on the most, has nothing to do with being kindred, and something he has had since he was a child a very long time ago. And that is his connection to the universe through visions. and you feel a sudden rush of power that isn't familiar to you. It does not come from any source that connects to blood, but rather the mind. And through it, although you are not feeling it physically, mentally, spiritually almost, you feel a trembling coming from beneath the earth. You feel it, Lewis.
I do.
I don't like people digging around in my back garden. And he removes his hand, and you feel a bit more present in the room. Now, as a seneschal, I trust you can do something about it. Correct?
I have every intention to.
Marvelous. I do so love council members proving to be useful.
I imagine that I'm not the only individual you've asked to assist with this. What information has the clan gathered so far? So I can best deal with this problem, of course.
Well, a lot of them are able to look into the surges of power and the ley lines, but I don't think they are connected. I believe one is using the other to hide beneath and within. I think the digging is literal. I have not sent anyone of the clan to look into this yet.
Is this to be my interview to return with open arms?
I would only do that if you were interested in returning, Lewis.
Oh God, no.
So no,
anything
it is
worse than being back under your yoke.
Okay. It is simply an understanding that this threat is a threat to us all, and there's no point in having sides or petty quabbles about things that are political when there is a threat that I believe is worming its way inside of our city. I think we're all in danger. It's time to put aside the petty and work together.
In that spirit, perhaps you would benefit from speaking to our dear friend, our friend, as Penitent looks up a name because they've forgotten. Mr. MacDonald. He seems remarkably intuitive. Not unlike yourself.
Indeed.
No, if that's everything.
It is. Thank you for coming.
Oh, one last thing. Given that I'm, of course, helping you, I assume that my access to the Chantry's libraries are temporarily reinstated.
Yes. I'm
Wonderful.
sure that can be arranged. Have a good evening, Lewis.
And you.
And he, much like the prince, sits back and lets you leave. He's not the sort that feels like he has to get up and open a door for you. And on that note, that will end our fourth session, everybody. The plot thickens, more threads have appeared, and we are grasping at them, slowly weaving things together. Thank you very much for joining us. We are going to do a little round of who we are, who we've been playing, and where you can find us, and I will go at the end, please.
Okay. Hello. I am and have been penitent. I have been playing Lewis, our horrible, horrible little guy, who is just truly. I feel like I need a shower after I play him every time. It's great. You cannot find me on the internet generally, other than kind of here on the transmissions. I don't have social media. It's bad out there. I try not to be on it. But every so often I pop up here. The kind people here let me mess around and cause havoc. So it's lovely, and that's me. I'm gonna go because I'm rambling.
Hi, I'm Syrinx. I had the pleasure of playing Sloan. If you wanna go on any of the social media platforms, I'm there right under this handle. Other than that, please be back next week with us.
Howdy, I've been Magpie. I probably should have been playing Altair. You can find me on Blue Sky at Antique Horror. I make equally as bad choices there as well.
Everyone, my name is Satan, or it's a vamp on the internet. Sometimes wherever you can find me, which is not a lot of places. I have been here. I have been Dragoslav, your Nosferatu Primogen, and God, he's like, I have so much right now. That's what I'm like right now. I'm like, I don't. How do they? I need to fit them together. Yeah, there's a lot happening.
Mhm.
He's not nervous. No, I'm nervous.
Very good. And I am Emmer, humbly on the internet. I have been your storyteller this evening, weaving a wonderful tale and laughing maniacally in the background. As for where you can find me at Hamalu in various places, mostly just my link tree with all the links to various things I've been doing and Blue Sky technically. I don't use social media too much, but technically I am there. In terms of watching me, however, you can find me tomorrow for Blood and Lyrium, our Dragon Age story. That has been exciting and full of interpersonal drama as well.
Well, I have also made terrible choices.
We have been experiencing some consequences for actions.
Not
We
the
have a
consequences
few
for my
things that
choices.
are pre-recorded in the chamber, maybe coming out this month, next month. A few other places, but for the time being, you can find me there. We are going to be raiding somebody who is playing in our game tomorrow, as our little pillbug rogue, Oriana. Torrentox Creativity, who appears to be apparently playing Date Everything. So please stick around in chat so that we can go and raid and show some love to Torren. Aside from that, you will see us here next week, everybody. Bye bye.